Hello everyone, so welcome to the next video of our record learning process. In this video we will be learning about records, where we will create records from scratch if we don't have any existing database table. So right now I'm on my build view basically, and moving on further, I'll go on to my create, and then I'll create a new record, basically record type. So I'll name the record type as sample details, just for an example over here. So moving on further, I'll click on create. I'll get the plural name as well. Once we have created, on click create record, basically we need to set up the security of our record type object. So it is already configured from my end, so I'll click on save right now. So your record type object will be opened up in a new window over here. So as you can see, we need to set up the data model and the performance. We can check the performance of this record type object right now. So I'll click on tell us about your data. So here is the most important step over here, that we need to set up a record type, basically in case we don't have any database table basically. And if the database architecture of your application isn't defined yet, so we can also use this method to create new records basically, and use the functionalities of records. As discussed previously, we can select our data source type as database, or either from process or from Salesforce or from web service. But in this case, if we don't have any database table, or our database architecture is not yet defined correctly, so we can create a record from scratch in order to use our application from a record centric approach. So I'll click on new data model, where I want to start from scratch. In this way, my database table will also be generated and the data will be synced automatically. So I'll click on next over here. It is just showing me that I can build my record type with the data fabric, and my record will be automatically synced. Right, so I'll click on next over here again. There are already pre-existing fields which are quite common, such as ID, which is mapped as a primary key, created by, created on, modified by, modified on. And I have also a list where I would be using some common fields such as name, description, start date, is active, or assignee. So what I can do is I can directly click on name, and it will be added on to my record list basically in the fields section. So let's say I want to have description as well, and is active as well, right? So they will be automatically added. Also I can reorder them accordingly. Let's say my is active is coming on fourth number basically, so I'll reorder them accordingly. Let's say I can pull this field down over here. Again I can pull this field down, I can bring it to the last. So that's how I can play with my data model while creating it. So I'll click on next basically in order to publish this basic data model. If I want to define the relationship between this new data model and the existing records basically, I can also do that. But right now in this video we won't be doing that. We will be talking about relationship in the upcoming videos, that how many type of relationship and why they are useful. So right now I'll click on next basically, and as I can see that these are my final preview of the fields basically which should be present in my record. And there is one option whether I want to create a table for this record or I don't want to create it. So it will be automatically checked, so you don't have to worry about. You can also preview the database script basically, like what would be the database script for this record type. So right now I will click on save changes, and once the changes are saved, we can have all the features accessible for our record type, right? So in case if you want to download the database script, you can also do that, and in case if you want to configure the record security, you can also do that. So I'll click on close as of now. So as you can see, all the features of the record type object has been enabled, like event sync option. We will be coming on to that one in our upcoming videos as well. That's all for this video. We hope to see you soon in the next video, where we will be learning about different features of record type object.